Hey guys, it's been about a month, but I'm pretty close to being finished out here, so I'm going to throw in the full video of the before. I don't have time to do a bunch of editing, so if you've already seen it, feel free to fast forward through it, and then I'll come back and we'll do a walkthrough of what it looks like now. And then at the end, I'll give a quick overview, kind of a high level of what the financials look like owning this property for 10 years. So with that, let's go look at the before, and I'll come right back for the after. Hey guys, I'm out at one of my properties that just went vacant. I've owned this for probably 10 years. The tenant's been here for 7 or 8 years. It's about 20 to 25 minutes from my house, so I don't come out here often. And now that I'm here, I'm embarrassed that I haven't been out here. Embarrassed for the neighbors, because all the properties out here are nicely maintained, except for mine. Been a landlord for over 15 years, and this is probably the worst one I've ever had. It's bad in here. If you could smell it, it's even worse. All this stuff they left. Oh God, that smell. Jesus. And that is actual dog shit. That's where the dog cage was. I'm sure they're following the cleaning schedule. Oh great, of course. It's completely packed. Of course. Why did even look in there? God, look at these cabinets. Good Lord. I probably shouldn't do this. Oh my God. So disgusting. Just burn a hole in the floor. That is actual shit on the floor. Oh God, the smell in here is just knock you down. It's like the, oh, look at that. Actual shit on the bathtub. Shit on the floor. Look in here, my God. Well, my original plan for today was to come out here and measure it and put together a Lowe's order, but this place is so bad, I'm not even ready to do that. So I guess my next step will be to clean up the yard so it doesn't look so bad for the neighborhood, and then get a dumpster delivered, because there's so much stuff. Alright guys, let me show you what the place looks like now. So of course we cleaned up the yard, got rid of those overgrown trees and all the overgrown bushes. Didn't do much to the driveway, just put some new timbers around. Pressure washed the whole thing. We had to replace some wood around the windows and repaint that. Spray painted the shutters, of course new door, and then my major contribution to the project was the artwork in the landscape. I think turned out beautiful. Inside, the floors, I used, this is actually Pergo laminate floor, not something I really like to use in a rental because I've had trouble with the joints swelling up when they get wet. This is supposedly waterproof. Is a little bit cheaper than the LVP I normally use, so we went with it. So hopefully it'll hold up good for the new owner. New AC, of course, new light fixtures. I still need to order appliances for here. I'm trying to delay that to the very end because I don't like to leave new appliances sitting in a vacant property. So of course, everything in the kitchen's new. That crown molding was there, and I think that looks really nice up there. We just painted that up. Out back, we did a little work on the fence. I still need to pressure wash out here. We put down some seed and straw, emptied out that shed. I ended up using a 40-yard dumpster, completely full. I probably took 10 truckloads in my truck to my dumpster, and then I also had 2 different scrappers come out here and take loads away. So there's a lot of junk in this place. Of course, we did all new outlets. We did new baseboard heaters because they were all banged up and stained up, and outlet switches and new thermostats in every room. These are cool little fixtures I got off Amazon. I think this is like $15. It's pretty cheap. Same with hinges and the doorknobs. Those are just cheap Amazon hinges and doorknobs. I got rid of the washer and dryer. I've still got some of my stuff in here. Of course, new toilet, new everything in here. We tiled the backsplash or the surround. Not something I would typically do in a rental because they're a little too hard to clean. I think if you're selling the property, it does make it look a little classier. It's probably about the same cost for materials. Labor's a little bit more, but I think it does look a little bit better. Showers have gotten a lot easier with Go Board. If you haven't used that, it's a lot easier to work with than the old cement board we had to use in the past. In these bedrooms, same thing, outlets, new baseboard heaters. These are just disposable LED fixtures I got off of Amazon. They weren't too expensive. Once again, not something I'd use in a rental. I like the ones that have actual bulbs you can change because otherwise it just becomes a service call if they go out. This room was the worst one and had the most smell in it. Used same light fixtures throughout. We covered the floor with 2 coats of primer. I used an oil-based Kills first, and then I went back over it with a Kills Restoration. We saved the baseboards in here, but to get rid of the smell, we actually had to get down and take paint brushes and get get the primer under the baseboards to finally kill the smell in here. We've probably got rid of about, I don't know, 98% of it. Every once in a while I'll catch a small whiff of it, but overall it's not too bad in here. Same thing in this bedroom. So for the financials, I owned this for about 10 years. I bought it off it was a repo and I bought it off auction.com it was in early 2016, and I paid just over $55,000 for it. I put about $5,000 in it to get it rent ready then. And then I initially rented it for $850. At the end, I was renting it for $1,100. Today, in this condition, it would easily be $1,500. So I was probably making $8,000–9,000 a year off the rent out here because I really didn't put any money in it for the 10 years I owned it. I did 2 small turns in the first 3 years, and then these tenants that destroyed it were in here for like the last 7 or 8 years. So I was making $8,000–9,000 a year off the rental for 10 years. And I just got this under contract. Someone had saw I was working on it and left a sign on the door that said he wanted to buy the house. So I called him up when we finished, and he came over and looked at it, and we just signed the contract yesterday for $190,000. And it's really $185 because I gave him $5K in closing cost. So $185 is what I should walk away with this. So overall, it's been a good investment. A lot of times at this point, I'm kind of sad to see him go, but after the month I've had out here, I'm actually glad to see this one go. So hopefully this guy's loan gets approved and it goes through, and it's a nice, easy transaction, and I should do pretty good on it. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions, please leave them below, and I'll see you on the next one.